So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back for some more PES 2015 action, and this time we have a nice bit of gameplay, which is proper direct feed, looks quality, crisp and clear, and actually have some good players playing. Now, they're playing this on regular level, which doesn't really affect too much when you're playing it yourself, but the goalies will take a little bit of a hit, so I'm not sure why they didn't just crank that up to the highest difficulty and see how they are. But we have Brazil against Germany. I've edited all the best bits together. And then we have some Spain taking on the Netherlands as well. So all the details to come in this video about Gamescom, what's been mentioned, talked about, and we're going to get straight into it. So we know the release date, November 13th, coming out on PS4, Xbox One, PS3, 360 and PC. Now the thing that worries me a little bit is the PC version is not going to be the same as the PS4 and Xbox One. They've said it's going to be an upgraded version of the PS3. Not too happy about that at all, considering that's the platform I play it on, because the modding, the tweaking is basically endless. So a little bit disappointed there. But still, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One will look like this, and it does look great so far. The demo itself will be coming out September 17th. A little bit earlier than I would have thought. The game's not releasing for around 2 months afterwards, so I would have thought maybe a demo out in October would be a smarter decision. Give players a little bit of time to play it, a more refined game 2 or 3 weeks before, and then you're ready for the release. But we can't really complain because we do get to play it quite a bit earlier. The covered star, as we have heard, is Mario Götze. He had a great World Cup, scored the winner, and also won the league with Bayern Munich, so a good signing for them. Now we'll talk a little bit about what the game's got to offer this year. First thing Konami have said is key on-field advances, and first they're talking about incredible response time. So this can already be seen by this video. The response times last year were a joke. Let's be honest, they were not good, frustrating, and without response times that are lightning fast, you're going to have a very slow, rugged and poor game. So thankfully that's been sorted, and this video really does do it justice. On the ball abilities, take on defenders using each player's bespoke dribbling skills as opposed to relying on trick moves. New skills include close control, response, sprint, and incorporating a much wider range of pace from walking to sprinting. So this year, not focused so much on the trick moves, which were kind of exploited by the CPU last year, but talking about more about being able to just take on players whilst dribbling, which wasn't really available last year. It just didn't happen, because purely for the fact that it wasn't responsive and it was a nightmare. Nice little finish there as well, smashing it home past Neuer. And also the talk about now the ability to walk and sprint and jog, so there's a nice range and a middle ground to do so. Case for defense. Users have complete control over when to close down, tackle or hold up play. Successful defending is based entirely on the decisions the user makes. Now, if you know me, I had a lot of problems with the defending last year. It was a nightmare. So hopefully they've sorted that out. It does seem a little bit tough on this video. They are having a hard time of tackling, but they're doing a lot of sprinting around, and I feel you're going to have to defend a lot better this year. You're going to have to try and hold players up, time the tackles, and sneak in. And if the response times have been fixed, which it looks like they have, I don't think I'll have a problem with defending this year, as it will be much easier. But you'll still have to obviously know what you're doing. Next up, new generation highlights, behavioural patterns. PES 2015 now boasts a huge array of players that both look and play like their real-life counterparts, which I've never really had a problem with. Konami has faithfully recreated over 1,000 players this year with bespoke animations and player styles across its extensive player roster. Teams automatically adopt their real-life game plan, whether it is counter-attacking out wide or defensively minded. They run like they should, they play the way they do in real life, and react emotionally as they would to fouls, goals, or referee decisions, with their frame of mind actually affecting how they play. So emotions will play a key part this year. FIFA have said the same, so they're both going the same kind of wavelength. If you've missed several chances, I reckon it's going to kind of affect the player's ability. Maybe his stats for finishing will drop a little bit, whereas if you've banged in your first 2 goals after your first 2 shots, maybe your stats will get a little bit of a boost. Poetry in motion. The individuality of the players is further enhanced with seamless animations. No sacrifice to animation has been made in the pursuit of fast response, yet the movements flow effortlessly, calculated in real time and dependent on the player's position in relation to the ball and its speed. Player models themselves are also carefully enhanced. So I think that's true. The player models look great. Never had a problem with them. As I said in my other video, I think FIFA needs to actually look at PES and take a leaf out of their book in that sense for once, because FIFA's models are just not good enough. This was a nice shot here. It shows you that the out-of-box striking, long-distance shooting has been improved. A lot of the shooting there has been hitting the bar, so maybe, hopefully that won't be the case that every shot hits the bar or post. Next up we have Bring the Noise. PES 2015 mirrors the atmosphere of a top-flight match. The crowd animations have been hugely enhanced, and the EBB and flow of a match is met with context-sensitive crowd effects and movement. So the crowd's been enhanced further. That's good. I thought they were okay last year, considering it wasn't on next gen. They were never going to get what FIFA did, obviously, on PS4, but they look better. 3D, obviously, that has to be the case. And having the crowd be more loud and into the match will be nice as well. Hopefully we'll get some boos and whatnot away from home. It will be nice to have that added in there as well. Next up, Let There Be Light. All in-game elements from players to crowd and stadium now benefit from a single source of lighting, naturally bringing the game to life. You know, I think that's true. We'll have a look at this video. You can tell, obviously it's YouTube, so you can't see everything in full detail, but it looks nicer than last year. But that is to be expected. We're on PS4 now. This is running at 60 frames. It's going to be better graphically. I haven't seen any lag, which is good. So fingers crossed there. Next up, PES ID advances. Teams are set up to play as they do in real life, while their star players will work within this framework, but will be instantly recognizable via their runs and playing styles. The world's greatest teams will not just move and find space like they would in real life, they will defend or attack like them automatically. I hope that's true. You know, this is the thing I've said before. This was mentioned last year, and it never really happened. We get these details about PES ID, and it works sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't. I'm never really seeing a huge bunch of team styles, so it could be all text, it could not. We'll have to see. We can't tell on these videos because the CPU isn't playing, so we can only hope that Konami have said this year, okay, we're going to sort it out and it's going to actually happen. Okay, realistic abilities. While the world's greatest players are indeed capable of moments of incredible skill, PES 2015 focuses on their abilities as a player and not their flicks and tricks. Beating a man using pace and close control is key to attacking play, and only those that will get away with rainbow flicks will, and even then, not every time. So they're saying finally that players who can do that kind of skill will do it, like Ronaldo, but they won't be doing it all the time and they will mess up. So some of the new game modes, we have My Club. Demanded by fans of the series, an extensive Master League Online overhaul allows players and managers to be added using accumulated GP points or via microtransactions within club dealings. Agents are now used to meet player requirement criteria, while unhappy players can upset the balance of a side to detrimental effect. Team spirit plays a key role as the compatibility of the manager between the players with other teammates creates better teamwork, impacted the on-field performances. So that's interesting. I'll have to see what that happens and incorporates. Obviously microtransactions, they're bringing them in there. That's not really a thing that's surprising in this day and age. Live updates, we have weekly DLC updates finally. Hopefully that will be the case instead of waiting months and months for a roster update. Adaptable match environments. A good manager knows how to give his side every advantage. As manager, players can request the grass be long to slow down play or water to suit a passing style. It's a nice added effect. Accurate player stats, which is always nice. We have second divisions added. PES 2015 features the second tier leagues from England, Spain, Italy and France for the first time in the series, vastly expanding the database of upcoming players to scout, which is nice. They've added more teams. Fantastic stuff. Role control. Role control allows 3 players to divide the defensive midfield and attacking roles between them for more structured multiplayer action. This new mode means players govern their selected area and adds a new corporate slant to the game. This sounds interesting, and I like the fact that they've added this. That if you want to be a defensive player, you can play just defense. If you're good at scoring goals, then play just up top. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plans out online. Real managers in the first. Real managers will feature in PES 2015 across a number of European and Latin American sides. Great stuff there as well. Whether they'll keep the managers updated, we'll have to see if anyone gets sacked and whatnot. New in-game currency, GP system integrated, earned within new My Club mode and unlocked via in-game achievements. Unlimited edit mode. We'll see how that pans out. Stadium Editor is back with the combination choices available for pitch patterns, sideline colours, seat colours and goal net design to build your own home pitch. Other edit options include Manager Editor, new player editing options, and base copies for all players. To complement the return of Stadium Editor, new licensed stadia have been added. Aesthetic details include depth of colour and worn patches to the pitch. So, sounds good. We'll have to see how edit mode works. Presentation overhaul, simpler, more effective menu system. PES 2015 also remembers your preferred modes for quicker access. So we talk about online modes real quick. We have quick match, online divisions, a dedicated 11 vs 11 lobbies, and cheat measures to sort that out. So online, pretty much the same as we've seen. Additional improvements, Master League, revised structure for player growth, transfers, managers, and auto match settings, new cutscenes and national super cups implemented. We have Become a Legend, training modes enhanced, specific Become a Legend match simulations, new transfer and recruitment systems, including a second tier league, which is always good. So we hopefully will get those cutscenes and everything back that we missed last year. Weather, rain has been implemented, unfortunately snow hasn't. So that was something that I didn't expect snow to come in. It takes a lot of integrating to do that. And finally, licensed soundtrack featuring Cold War Kids, Calvin Harris, Imagine Dragons, and more. So there we have it. That is all the details for you guys from Gamescom. Adam also answered a couple of questions. There will be award ceremony presentation cutscenes in Master League. The number of stadiums in PES 2015 can't be announced yet, but there will be more than PES 2014, which I think is a given, as there was hardly any in last year's game. Will the field show wear and tear? The pitch won't cut up. More emphasis has been recreated in making realistic pitches down to differing grass lengths. Does the AI vary the game's intensity? The AI intensity will vary depending on formation settings and default options. Home and away settings can now be included. So there we have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick detail video about what has been shown at Gamescom, talked about and announced. It all sounds great and the gameplay does look a lot better than we have ever seen. If you're enjoying it, let me know in the comments. Please leave a like if you did. Subscribe for some more. But until next time, take care.